Alright, so this is going to be video lesson number 27, and we're going to be talking about pulleys. So the main thing is that this particular lesson actually follows up to page 116, and I want to show you 116 briefly because that's going to have to do a lot with what we're trying to figure out here. So you need to know these three types of pulleys. So fixed pulley system, which the pulley is attached to something, and you have a rope that goes through the groove in the pulley. When you pull down, the object goes up. Think flagpole on this one. Movable pulley. When the rope is attached to a separate item, the pulley is ran through the groove on the object, and notice the input force and the output force are in the same direction. So we know that when we pull up on the rope, the block moves up with it. The last one down here is going to be our block and tackle pulley system. When you pull down on your input force rope, there's multitude of pulleys here which lower your input force, and your output force results in the block moving upwards. Alright, so a couple of things to think about on that. The main thing that we're going to talk about with all of these systems is what is your input and output direction, and the second part is when we have a movable pulley, what is our input force reduced down to, and what direction is our input force and our output force. And then when we talk about the block and tackle, we're doing input force based on number of pulleys and the direction of input versus output force. Okay, so for instance, if you can answer these questions, then we'll be just fine. So we're going to start with this one right here. First off, what is its name? Oh, let's see if anybody was paying attention out there. This one's called a fixed pulley. What do we know about the force directions for this particular one? Opposite. So if input is down, that means that output is up. What about mechanical advantage? Mechanical advantage on this one is 1. Okay, so there is no mechanical advantage. If it takes 10 pounds of force to move the object up, then it's going to take 10 pounds of downward force to start that. Okay, so there is no mechanical advantage for this particular one. All right. What's the name of this one here? Oh, let's see who else was paying attention. This is a movable pulley. How do we know it's movable? Because it is attached to the object and the object moves. So that's how we know. Okay. What do we know about force direction? Yeah, you can cheat there and use those arrows. Force direction. It is the same for both input and output. Alright, what about our last detail here? What's our mechanical advantage? I'm just going to put MA for mechanical advantage. It is 2. Okay, the mechanical advantage is 2 for our movable pulley system. So if we pull up with a force of 100, what acts on our block and our pulley system is 200. Alright, and then let's go to our last one down here. What was the name of our last system? It's the most complicated system. The name, block and tackle. This block and tackle system, when the forces are applied, they are opposite. And the last piece to this is our mechanical advantage. Our mechanical advantage on this one's a little bit different. It is based on the number of pulleys. Okay, so when you're looking at these descriptions, all you got to be able to do is identify it. Okay, We'll go back to this real quick. Fixed pulley system, movable pulley system, block and tackle pulley system. If you can identify them by their names, that's step one. We're going to look at the direction. Fixed pulley is opposite. Movable pulley is the same. Block and tackle pulley is opposite. Mechanical advantage of our fixed pulley is 1. Same input, same output. Advantage of our movable pulley is 2. And the advantage of our block and tackle pulley system is based on the number of based on the number of pulleys. It could be 4 pulleys, 6 pulleys, 8 pulleys. However many pulleys are on there is how many, that's your mechanical advantage. All right.